I'm Kari Lake, and I'm running for governor because Arizona has problems and it's time we got serious about solving them. Our small businesses are still struggling to recover after being locked down. Schools are pretending online learning is the same as having our kids in the classroom. Our homeless population is growing. Opioids and new high-powered synthetic drugs are everywhere. The border's out of control and our police are under attack. And the media just keeps pushing fear and division. Arizonans need leaders they can trust. We need leaders with integrity and a vision. And our politicians have failed us. The time has come to put Arizona first. Arizona first for our kids in K-12 education with a curriculum that makes sense. First for families so they can thrive in safe and secure neighborhoods. First for people who want to own small businesses. And first in helping bring back those businesses shuttered during the government-forced shutdowns. Arizona First means opportunity for all. That's why I'm running for governor. I've earned the trust of Arizonans across our state by bringing the real story into your living room night after night. For 27 years, I've covered the people of Arizona and the politicians who've done more for themselves and their donors than us. Arizonans deserve better. As governor, I'll bring truth, courage, and integrity back to the state capitol. I'm Kari Lake, and I approve this message.
There's also a 7-minute video where she discusses why she decided to leave the news. She anchored one of the longest running and most popular programs in Arizona for more than 2 decades, Emmy Award winning, interviewed a bunch of presidents, raised in Iowa, the youngest in a family of 9 kids, 8 girls, 1 boy, received her Bachelor of Arts in Communications from the University of Arizona, and is now, as you heard, running for governor of Arizona. Please welcome to the program, Kari Lake.
Hi, Larry. How are you? It's so good to hear your voice again.
Well, Kari, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is my first radio interview. Just like last time, I always, when Larry Elder invites you on, you have to say yes.
Well, Kari, my first question is, what's this world like? This is an entirely different world than the one that you were in for 20-some-odd years as the top anchor in Phoenix.
You mean the world of politics?
I mean the world of politics.
Well, yeah, I go from the most corrupt field in the world, media, to another corrupt field. So some people might think I'm crazy for doing that, and that was definitely not my intention, Larry, when I left the media. I was actually, just going to maybe go work for an organization, do media training, take it easy a little bit.
Yeah, when you and I talk, Kari, you weren't even thinking about this.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But I had some people who I really respect and admire talk to me, and they said, have you thought about running for governor? I think we really need you this go around. You've got name recognition. You love Arizona. The people of Arizona love you, and we need you. We need your ideas. We need a fresh candidate. We've seen a lot of kind of recycled politicians over the years, the same old, people who've been in government their whole lives running. And you always ask, why don't the good people run? Well, because it's really an ugly field to get into. But I have faced all kinds of craziness in the media, and I think I'm ready for the political world. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I do know I'm a fighter and I'm ready.
Kari Lake, were people surprised that you decided to run as a Republican as opposed to a Democrat?
I don't think so. I think people realize I'm more conservative leaning. I am a conservative. I am a Republican, a registered Republican. Mm-hmm. There was a time in my life where I could, consider going back and forth and maybe occasionally voting for across the aisle, but not anymore. The Democrats, Larry, have gone absolutely crazy. And I've got friends who used to be Democrat who are now full-on Republican conservatives. They don't even recognize the Democratic Party anymore. So I think we're going to be bringing people in as voters for me who come from the both sides of the political spectrum, from the Democrats to the independents and, of course, the conservatives.
Kari, have you heard from the National Party? Have you heard from the Republican National Committee? Have you heard from President Trump?
I've not heard from President Trump. I have spoken to a lot of people with the National Republican Party. And it's funny, when the word kind of gets out, Larry, that you're thinking of running, your phone blows up. Everybody in politics wants to talk to you, find out where your mind is and what your thoughts are. But I'm really concentrating on Arizona and making Arizona a better state, a better place with better opportunities for people, bringing crime down. I'd like to see us reduce our crime. It spiked in the past year, just terribly. We've defunded, some people are pushing to defund the police, and we need to support our police. And we need to address the border issues here. We've got infrastructure issues that we need to address. Our rural communities need to be given more attention. So we have a lot of issues in Arizona. I'm not so worried about what's happening nationally. I'm really concentrated on Arizona. I love this state, and I want to see it remain a great state and even become a better state.
My guest is Kari Lake. As you've now heard, she is a candidate for the governorship in Arizona. Her website is karilake.com. That's Kari Lake.com. Kari, when you left the news business, I've got to feel that it just turned to the point where you just couldn't do it anymore. I mean, I watch a lot of news. And, Kari, I watch CNN, I watch what I call MSNBC Hee-Haw, and they're referring to what happened on January 6th as, quote, an insurrection, close quote. Once you use terms like that, you pick the side. Once you call illegal aliens, quote, undocumented, close quote, you pick the side.
Oh, yeah. I mean, watching the news, I really have turned it off completely, to be honest, Larry. I have a few trusted sources that I tend to go to, but it's just propaganda. Pure and simple. It is propaganda. The media wants you afraid, they want you angry, and they want to divide us. They do not want this country to come together, because then we are a powerful force. They want us at each other's throats. And when COVID struck, I realized that the propaganda was hurting people. It was killing people. It was causing governors and political leaders to make some really bad decisions on how they approached the shutdowns, because they were listening to the media and worried if they didn't act in the way the media wanted them to, then they would get, lambasted in the media, and they didn't want that. So the media has done so much damage to our country. In some ways, I think it's almost criminal.
Well, Kari, we're going to have to leave it there. Kari Lake, candidate for governor of Arizona. Again, website, karilake.com, Kari Lake.com. Kari, I'd vote for you, but it would probably be illegal.
Well, move to Arizona. We would love to have you. California's getting a little crazy out there.
Thanks, Kari.
You can vote for me, Larry.
Thanks, Kari. Good luck.